According to the Association for Specialist Fire Protection, in the event of a fire, an investigator will want to know how we selected each fire protection system, the basis that we selected the installer, whether we provided adequate time for its installation, whether we liaised between the different parties to ensure that it was installed correctly. You therefore have a duty and a responsibility to ensure that fire protection and fire stopping packages are installed correctly. Before each fire prevention system is installed, it is therefore your job to make sure of the following: that the drawings and specifications have been approved for construction by the designers, that the materials which have been delivered are those which have been specified, that the supply chain operatives are working to the latest approved drawings and specification, and finally, that the operatives have been suitably trained to carry out the task. Each fire prevention system is different, but for intumescent coats to steelwork, you need to check a number of things. The steelwork should be prepared in accordance with the intumescent coat manufacturer's recommendations. Make sure that the thickness of the coat is correct by using the coating thickness gauge. Ensure that environmental conditions, for example temperature, are suitable for painting or spray painting. For fire protective boarding to steelwork, it's important to check the following. Firstly, that the materials applied are the correct thickness and are fixed as per the manufacturer's recommendations. Secondly, that the screws or staples are correct, both in terms of type used and centres. Lastly, that any sealers required are rated in terms of their intumescent properties. One of the most common types of fire protection is fire-rated doors. Here's what you need to check: that the fire doors have been supplied with a suitable fire certificate, and that any vision panels and ironmongery are also similarly certified. Make sure that the smoke and intumescent seals on the doors, especially around or behind ironmongery, are all as specified. Lastly, ensure that all gaps around the door frames are adequately sealed. Service penetrations are also a high-risk area, and there's plenty that needs checking. Ensure that the penetration is to the manufacturer's details and not a mixture of untested solutions. Verify that the dampers that have been installed within the line of the firewall are independently fixed and have been tested. Check that fire collars on plastic pipes are securely fixed to the substrate with non-combustible anchors. Make sure that non-lagged steel or copper pipes are insulated either side of the fire-rated wall. If the pipes are lagged, ensure the lagging is continuous through the wall. Check that ablative coated bats are sealed at the perimeters with the correct intumescent mastic. Finally, request that the installer either provides a third-party accreditation certificate, which is usually placed near the installation, or provides a photograph of the completed installation, together with all relevant product datasheets, in order for the requirements of the Building Regulation 38 to be met.
Hope you found that useful. Fire protection is probably the most important element of works we do inside a building. The risks of getting fire protection wrong are horrendous. We have to check the works. We have to check everything that involves fire compartmentation. If There is not sufficient information in the video for you, and if the checklists are not self-explanatory, please seek further help. Speak to the manufacturers, get better advice, speak to the QD team, but do not proceed at risk. Do not take that risk. Thank you.
You are not expected to know each system. There are too many, but you are expected to know where to look for more information. Use your colleagues and our supply chain as an information resource. Remember, the only silly question is the one that you didn't ask.